So, how's it going, ladies and gents? This one I was waiting to do for a little while, so let's get into it, I guess. So, the 2012 Viking season was probably one of my favorite seasons watching as a fan. Um, which, to be honest, could have been far worse than it was. So, I guess I'll just get right into this. I don't want to take up too much of your time, you know. On a side note, for a sec, the Vikings did draft Harrison Smith in the 2012 draft. But they also drafted Blair Walsh, so I don't know. You decide. Obviously, the Jacksonville game is something that's honestly forgotten about. Honestly, mainly because the Jaguars, they finished 5-11 that year. Yeah. I mean this game was actually. I remember watching this live. I remember, and my neighbor was like, "Hey, we get the Vikings are winning, but calm down." Which I don't blame her. Rest in peace, by the way. But yeah, it was a pretty fun experience. Not gonna lie, good start to the season. That was the first time I seen the Vikings win an open game since 2009, so good start. They would then then they would lose to the Indianapolis Colts. It was by 3 points. Who cares, right? I mean, it's not like we haven't beaten the Colts since the days of since Peyton Manning's rookie season. So, the next 3 games, we were actually going on a pretty big tear actually, beating the eventual NFC champion 49ers and the Lions and the Titans, which would not have been hard to do if like I'm sure those teams, I'm sure that we beat them handily, and we didn't beat the Lions handily, but we definitely beat the Titans handily. So who cares, right? We then got shellacked by Robert Griffin III in what probably was the greatest play of his career. This is also why I consider the fact that his career should have been way better, in my opinion. Didn't get that though. The Vikings would then win against the Cardinals, which I remember I was at a bar once, and I think this may have been Skip Bayless, where it's like, yeah, the Cardinals are going to destroy the Vikings. They're going to light them up, stuff like that. Yeah. They would then beat them by 7 points. They scored 14 points the whole game. Hooray, Cardinals! Anyways, so we would then lose 2 games against Tampa Bay, and for the love of God. Seriously, though, I mean, let's just say that this is kind of where our bad luck against Seahawks started. For any of you who are not born in the Midwest or Minnesota, maybe, the Vikings have had historically bad luck against the Seahawks. All right, it kind of began here, we'll say, with the start of who? Russell Wilson, easy. I was actually at this game, by the way, in the game against the Lions, which, yeah, pretty good game actually. I remember being there live and got to see Adrian Peterson running down the field and stuff like that. It was an experience. It was probably one of my favorite games I've ever been to. So there you go. We would then get shellacked by the Bears and then the Packers, which the Packers game actually was a little important actually, as no one remembers this game for the Packers coming back in the third quarter and winning it all. No, what the people talk about is one, Adrian Peterson's incredible rush. Knowing that fact, people going out of the game were thinking, all right, Green Bay got us that time, but we had the edge on them earlier. I wonder what will happen if we get an early edge on them and stuff like that. Just saying. They would go on to have a 3-game winning streak against the Bears again, the Rams, and even the Texans, who would go, what was their record so far? 12-4. Well, there you go. And finally, to get into the playoffs, who'd you guess? What'd you guess? Oh, boy. Okay. So I remember I was in 3rd grade, I believe, when Adrian Peterson tore his ACL. And my friends who were Packers fans told me, oh yeah, Adrian Peterson's not going to come back. He's not going to have a great season. He's not going to be nearly as good as he was in 2008 or 2010. Not going to happen. Won't happen. I was like, well, he can do it. It doesn't matter that he tore his ACL and was coming back in September. Like, I knew for a fact that he was going to motivate himself, but I knew he was probably going to do it, but even I had little hope that it was going to happen. And what happened that game? Well, he rushed for in that game, he almost broke the record, and we beat the Packers for the first time in 2009. Don't care about the wildcard round. Let me have this, okay? Yes!